Though this book is nonfiction, it is captivating in its story-like telling. Author Jim Murphy describes events of the devastating blizzard of 1888 in his Newbery Honor Award-winning book, Blizzard, the Storm That Changed America. I'm not normally a big fan of nonfiction, but this book blew me away because it's so descriptive of scenes and of the people affected by this historical disaster. It also taught me a lot about why we have services today, such as street cleaning, garbage pickup, and more, all of which came into place due to the blizzard of 1888. Here's a short audio clip of the book, so you can also hear how well Murphy writes this story.
Chapter 1. The Unholy One. On Saturday, March 10th, 1888, the weather from Maine on down to Maryland was clear and unusually warm. A few scattered clouds scuttled across the blue sky, but little else marred what was a perfect day. Families went for picnics, took carriage rides, or strolled through their neighborhoods to see the purple and yellow crocuses bursting into bloom. The day was so nice that President Grover Cleveland and his wife left Washington, D.C. for a vacation weekend at their country home. It had been one of the warmest winters on record in the East. This was especially true of the New York City area, which saw few frosts and little snow. Walt Whitman, the unofficial poet laureate of the New York Herald, was so taken by the endless string of balmy days that he penned The First Dandelion for Monday's early edition. Simple and fresh and fair from winter's close emerging, as if no artifice of fashion, business, politics had ever been. Forth from its sunny nook of sheltered grace, innocent, golden, calm as the dawn, the spring's first dandelion shows its trustful face. One of the few people unimpressed by the pleasant weather was John J. Meisinger, hardware buyer for the Manhattan department store of E. Ridley & Sons. On Friday, Meisinger had bought approximately 3,000 wooden snow shovels for $1,200. He had planned to keep them in the store's basement until the following winter. Unfortunately, a newspaper reporter heard about the purchase and wrote a satirical article entitled Meisinger's Folly that labeled him Snow Shovel John. As he took delivery of his shovels that March Saturday, Meisinger discovered not only that he was the joke of New York City, but that his job was on the line as well. Very few of the 15 million people living in the northeastern United States suspected that not one but two massive storm systems were heading their way. Reporter William Inglis certainly didn't, as he boarded a pilot boat headed into the Atlantic. Nor did 17-year-old Sarah Wilson, as she packed for her trip from Buffalo to New York City. Another 17-year-old, James Marshall, had no idea what lay in store for him. Neither did former Senator Roscoe Conkling, 18-year-old May Morrow, Long Island potato farmer.
Born with cerebral palsy, Melody has never spoken a word. She is a brilliant fifth grader trapped in an uncontrollable body. She will never sing or dance, talk on the phone, or whisper secrets to her friends. She's not complaining, though. She's planning and fighting the odds. Melody has a photographic memory. Her head is like a video camera that is always recording. Always. And there's no delete button. She's the smartest kid in her whole school, but no one knows it. Most people, her teachers and doctors included, don't think she's capable of learning, and up until recently her school days consisted of listening to the same preschool level alphabet lessons again and again and again. If only she could speak up. If only she could tell people what she thinks and knows. Being stuck inside her head is making Melody go out of her mind. That is, until she discovers something that will allow her to speak for the very first time. Her supportive family sets her up with a computer. She learned the strength of thumbs as she taps on a special keyboard that finally lets her talk. At last, Melody has a voice, but not everyone around her is ready to hear it. Read Out of My Mind by Sharon Draper.
I shall tell you a story, my child. Once upon a time there was a girl, a special girl. She had an extraordinary life that began during the darkest of times. Fate brought her to a woman, not unlike herself, who lived in the wood. Yes, I know the wood is a fearsome place, but there she lived. Once a year, this woman would discover a baby abandoned by its family. She would take the child, care for it, and feed it starlight to make it strong and good, and take it to one of the free villages, where a loving family would take it in. This continued for many years, many more than you have seen, or I, or any human, until that one day, she found a girl with a peculiar birthmark. Meaning to feed her on starlight, she reached into the heavens and gathered moonlight instead. The infant drank the moonlight and became enmagicked. Having a deep knowledge of magic herself, the witch decided to keep her and raise her herself. Her sad and sorrowful tale seemed to have a happy ending, but all was not as it seemed. Sorrow would return for her. And as we all know, sorrow is a dangerous thing. I have known sorrow. All those who live here have, and all will tell you its perils. But, yes, the girl. Her tale is a wondrous story.
The Harlem Charade by Natasha Tarpley. Harlem is home to all kinds of kids. Jen sees life passing her by from the window of her family's bodega. Alex wants to help the needy, one shelter at a time. but can't tell anyone who she really is. Elvin's living on Harlem's cold, lonely streets, surviving on his own after his grandfather was mysteriously attacked. When these three strangers join forces to find out what happened to Elvin's grandfather, their digging leads them to a mysterious artist whose missing masterpieces are worth a fortune, one that might save the neighborhood from development by an ambitious politician who wants to turn it into Harlem World, a ludicrous historic theme park. But if they don't find the painting soon, nothing in their beloved neighborhood will ever be the same.